Hello, in this video I shall be giving the analysis of a topic. The topic is Post Office Bill of 2023. Indian Post Office Act of 1898 gives this post office system to India. So it is empowered by an act of 1898. Recently, after a long time, Post Office Bill of 2023 has come up in order to advance or enhance certain provisions of the old act, Indian Post Office Act 1898. So because of the changing role of post offices, it is going to get some new provisions through this bill. The vehicle for delivery is the old notion of post office, but right now it is doing a lot of citizen-centric services along with delivery of mails and all. So not just mail services, but it is going to do it has also begun to do some citizen-centric services. So post office bill is a new thing in order to advance, in order to upgrade this role of post office. There is going to be revision of charges of postal services also through the new bill. It is also going to give strong legal framework and protection to Post Office Act and post office services. We shall see about this bill. Firstly, the Post Office Department has a Director General. So he is given an added empowerment, he is given an added responsibility in order to fix prices of various services of Post Office. So Director General of Postal Services is given lot of role with the new bill. Coming to this particular industry of mailing services and all, it is a competitive industry and the market demands are also very high. Because of these changes, the changing times, this post office bill is introduced. It is going to have new upticks about its prices, about various provisions and initiatives. There has to be also coming up some new initiatives with view of the competition in the industry of mailing services and also the market demand. With the new bill, the central government is added extra powers to open, to intercept and detain any post. So this is a particular unique feature of post office, that the central government has authority over the posts or the mails that post office is sending. So it can open any mail that has some under some provisions, which we shall see in the further reading. So the government can open or destroy any post by notification. So the central government can give a notification and destroy it. For that, it can authorize any officer to destroy that particular post. Earlier, it would do this thing with some posts that would have these substances like explosive substances, dangerous, filthy, noxious substances. So with this set of enumeration of substances, the central government can have its autonomy through an officer. So these things are enumerated in the Post Office Act of 1898 in sections 19, 19A, 23, 3A. But right now in the new bill, along with these substances, it is also stated that the substances which are threat to security of the state, threat to friendly relations with foreign states, threat to public order and which can cause emergency, threat to public safety, and that can contravene the act, the original act of 1898. So these substances can also be destroyed by the central government according to the new post office bill. So this is giving a new extra layer of security in view of the national security also, not just the enumeration of certain substances. This is a broad view, this is a holistic protection, because this particular provision with the new bill, post office bill, is going to curb smuggling, drugs transmission and other contraband goods that are not to be used by the public. So this is a broad sense, this is a good point with the new post office bill in view of public service, national security. But there are some limitations with postal services. Its share in the CEP market is just 15%. CEP market is courier, express and parcels market. So in whole market share, the whole market of CEP, its share is just 15%, which is a limited share. So this is going to affect its effectiveness, its working. So it cannot do much with the national security, it cannot do much with public services. It is a good intention that central government can open a post that is threat to the state, that has dangerous substances and all, but when its share is just 15%, the wrong intruders into the country can also operate their transmission of mails and all through other private courier companies, as its share is very less. So that can happen. So it cannot ensure total national security to a large extent, and the public service is also, the effectiveness is very little compared to many other industries, private companies. Coming to the domestic courier industry, it is dominated mainly by small and medium players. Postal services is a large player. It is everywhere in the country, and even it can handle international mailing also. But small and medium players are what people are choosing these days to send their couriers and mails. Local small and medium companies. So domestic courier industry is dominated by these players. So it is a limitation on part of post office. So these are some limitations that post office or challenges that post office is facing. Coming to some positive points with the post office, the standards of addressing are very high. Recently, in the recent past, the standards of addressing provisions are changed with the post office. It is also changed with the new bill also right now. It is going to use geospatial address. It is also already been introduced into the postal services. So as we know, we write a letter and we have a conventional address on the letter by which we send it through the post. But right now, the post office is using digital codes, no more written addresses, but the code will read the geospatial address of that particular destiny where you have to send the post. So that will be operated by satellite. So this will increase the accuracy of delivery. So these are some positives with the post office. The futuristics we can expect with the post office services is drone delivery. So this is already in vogue in other countries, postal services of other countries. So we can expect this drone delivery in near future, wherein the mails will be delivered by drones even in India through post office. So this is one possibility that we can look forward through post office services. Coming to the history, a brief history of post office. Initially, basically at the first place, the Post Office Act was introduced in 1898, long back. It was introduced only for government purpose. So, in order to transfer government documents from one place to other, from one jurisdiction to other, so this mailing of government documents was only allowed through postal services. It was introduced at the first place for government documents in 1898, thereby through an act. In 1933, India Post rules were declared. So, India Post rules came into effect from 1933, and in those rules it is only specified it is for the transfer of documents. This time not just the documents of government but also any document from anybody to anybody. So this is what is written in India Post Rules 1933. In 1980 it was also upgraded to couriers. So couriers, in the sense any articles, any goods can be sent from one place to other by any private person or by the public parties or by the government. So anybody can send couriers from a place to place from 1980 in the postal services through post office. So this is how it evolved from government documents to any documents to any couriers. So this is how the history of post office went. And there is a point of contention in post office system, that is, it is not for letters, but we are using it for letters. We all use it for letters. But the original act doesn't specify the word letter in its writing. So there is no word of letter. There is only this word document, and there is another word parcels. As it was extended to couriers also in 1980, parcels are also allowed. Documents, as we know, it is the original act word, but letters was not there. The word letters was not in the act. So this is one contention, but post office is basically, we know the basic work it does is sending letters. So in legal terms, post office is not working for letters, but in fact it is working for letters also. Coming to the final say, in these days, this mobile revolution is happening. We know we are all using mobiles more than any other thing in our life. So this mobile revolution should not hamper the commoner's interests of written communication. So writing a letter, writing document, written transfer of our issues is a very good thing, and it is a commoner's interest. So this interest should not be hampered because of the mobile revolution. This has to also be taken into account. So this commoner's interest of writing letters or written communication, and the commoner's interest of simple services that post office offers. If we can go into the website of post office and see, you will have a plethora of services that it is offering. They are all simple services, simple financial services, simple savings, simple written letters, communication and all. So these simple people or the commoner's interests should not be hampered because of the mobile revolution. So it is a good thing on part of government that it introduced this post office bill 2023, even when it is being dominated by the mobile revolution and all, cell phone revolution, internet and all. So this is a very good thing in terms of commoners' interests. So this is the analysis about the new bill, post office bill 2023, a brief analysis about it, and thank you.